What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Rideshare Hub. My name's Greg. Hey, before I get this video started, I left a link in the description to my Cash App referral code. Now, for those of you that don't know what the Cash App is, the Cash App is just a really cool thing for processing payments. It's a lot like Venmo. You can just send money to your friends real easily. I've been using Cash App for 3 or 4 years. It has helped a lot. You could even get a debit card through them. But the really cool thing about them is that when you're getting started, if you sign up and you send $5 to a friend of yours, they'll give you $5. So get a group of friends together and you guys just all send each other $5 once so that you all get $5. And, then go do whatever you want with it. Go then grab a cheap lunch with that with all your buddies. But it's easy money. It's literally free money. Like, it's literally free money. There's no other way to say it. So check out that link, guys. Without further ado, I'm going to give you guys the 5 things that I believe you need to have to drive Uber and Lyft. And then I'm going to give you guys a few things that I wouldn't say are like really necessary, but are really going to help you out. The very first thing is kind of obvious, but it's your Uber and Lyft decals. I'm not gonna lie, I hate these freaking decals. I hate them so much. I hate the way they look. I hate that they're on my windshield. They drive me crazy. The reason I keep them is I can't give airport rides without them. I've tried so many times. I rip these stickers off all the time, and then I just go to the hub and get new ones because I hate the way they look. I remember when I first started driving, I was going to pick up a girl I was going to take on a date, and I took my stickers off because I thought they looked corny and I didn't want her to judge me. So I've just always not been a fan of the stickers. The Lyft amp and the, what does Uber even call theirs? Just the Uber Lite, I guess. But those don't bother me because they're magnetic and you can take them down, but I just hate those freaking stickers. But you need them to give airport rides. I've tried taking them down and sneaking into the airport. Every time an airport attendant gets me and he makes me leave, I hate them, but we got to keep them, and they are really necessary. A lot of the reason is if you're driving around without decals, you're just going to deal with so many people that are sketched out about it. I've had so many people where I didn't have the stickers on at one point, and they'd be like, well, how do you know who I am? I'm like, well, I said your name's Sheila, so chances are you're Sheila, right? She's like, well, you don't know that. I was like, I do. Okay. Just one of those weird customers. But people will just they'll feel a lot safer if you have the stickers up, if they know you are an Uber driver. And that's mostly with old people. You see things like that happen. But again, it's just a good thing. I will say a little added bonus tip to why I've always loved having, this is more applicable to the lights, the Lyft amp. But for a while, all I used was a Lyft amp. I didn't have anything for Uber, and I didn't have any stickers on the back either. I literally had just the Lyft amp. And I'm not even messing around with you guys when I say this. 3 different times I got pulled over. One time it was I was 20 over in a neighborhood, a really, really bad fine. Every single time they would get to the car and they'd say, oh, you're a Lyft driver. Let me off. Every single time. I've never gotten a ticket for anything when I've had my Lyft light up. I don't know why. I don't know if cops just really respect us. I really have no idea why, but I'm telling you, it's kind of just like a good little anti-speeding ticket remedy. But I'm not going to tell you guys to use it just for that. And I'm not going to encourage speeding or breaking the law. Just drive safe. I just zone out a lot and end up speeding. Let's see. Next biggest thing is chargers. And the reason I put this in is that for a while I carried just an Apple charger because I have an iPhone, like any smart human being, not to throw shade at you Android users. But then what happened is I would have so many people with Androids or Galaxies or whatever phones you guys use, and it's not like you're gonna get a 2-star rating for not having the right charger, but you're probably gonna have a better chance of getting a tip if you do. And the way I've always looked at it is every single thing you do to go the extra mile for a customer, they're gonna think about when that email comes in from Uber saying, hey, tip your driver. So I like to always try and give people all the more reason to want to tip me. So if you're lending them chargers and stuff, that's just gonna help you out in the long run. I would be willing to say that it's probably gonna contribute to a fair amount of tips you get. Even if it's just $1, it's worth it. This is such a big one. So body spray or perfume or Febreze or just anything that smells good. I have picked up, I swear, just the world's worst smelling people. I've picked up people at times that have smelled so bad that I'll be driving like this because I'm like smelling my arm so that I don't have to smell the air because it'll be that bad. And it's like, if you roll the window down, like obviously they're gonna know you're rolling it down because they smell like sweat or whatever. So you don't want to do that because you don't want to be rude. And so having some body spray, like I usually keep it in like a side compartment down here. And what I do is during the ride, I'll try and gradually turn the music up like one notch at a time until it's louder and louder to where they won't hear it. And then I'll grab this spray. I'll be driving with like my left hand or just my right hand, and I'll grab the spray with the other hand, and I'll just do quick little sprays like on my body and stuff, kind of covering it up so that they don't see or hear it. And that gets the scent like tolerable, at least until you drop them off. A lot of times you're gonna have to spray someone's seat down too if they smell that bad. I have a friend literally just 2 nights ago, he was telling me that he had to put rubbing alcohol on his seat because someone smelled so bad. Even after they left, he couldn't get the scent out. It was like in the seat. So he had to put rubbing alcohol on the seat to get the scent out. So having some good spray or something to spray down your seats, or even just get sneaky good smells during the ride, I'm telling you, like, it is going to be something you'll run into. Like, there are a lot of people who just don't care. They really just don't care. And they will get in your car smelling like a cow's butt, and they will not care. So you want to have a good way to just not die in the middle of the ride. The next one I put on there is, and this is again kind of a more obvious one, is a phone mount. There's a lot of reasons you do want this, though. The biggest reason is I believe it's actually illegal to do any form of ride sharing without one. Now, the reason why I put this one in here is, like, for me, I hate car mounts because I hate the little ring it leaves on the windshield if you have one of those suction cup ones. They always do, it just feels like there's never a good spot for it, right? I've tried so many different mounts. I've tried the ones that clip onto the AC vents. I hate those. I hate the ones that go on the windshield. The best ones I've found, for me at least, are the ones where you suction it on like right above your dash, or yeah. And I like that too because it's more eye level. Like, I don't like having to like really look down too far. I had one for a while that would go into the CD player, and I just hated like looking down so far, felt awkward while driving to check the directions. So when I have one that's actually about the level of the camera right now, that's like my favorite level because it's like I'm able to look at the directions and really still see what's going on the road, right? But my favorite thing personally is I love using CarPlay. If you have a newer car, you obviously will have that computer screen in the middle, and all you do is plug it into a charging cable and it'll sync with your phone, and you can bring up your navigation and everything. And so I'll just throw Google Maps up on there because that's what Uber and Lyft use anyways. And having the bigger screen is really nice because I can pretty much see where I need to go from the GPS just from my peripheral vision. So I'm a really big fan of the CarPlay. I don't even have a car mount in my car anymore. And to me, it honestly feels a lot safer. The other problem I was having with car mounts is like I had one on the windshield for a while, and after a while that suction just starts to stop working. And in the middle of rides, randomly, all of a sudden the whole thing would just clunk down and make like the loudest noise. And on a few different scenarios, it scared the crap out of the customers. So I'm not a big fan of the car mounts at all. The last one I really have is just having like napkins, paper towels, or like a rag or something. People make messes. A lot of times people are eating in the car and you're not realizing it. And I just don't like touching stuff that they've all been whatever they were doing with it, you know? So I like having a rag or a napkin to just kind of sweep everything on the floor so I can vacuum. A big reason why you're going to want napkins is at some point, someone is going to be bawling your eyes out in the back seat. And I'm telling you, the last thing they probably want is for the Uber driver to sit and talk them through their breakup. But when you just do something like a little nice gesture of just passing napkins back so they can blow their nose and wipe their eyes, I had a girl one time tip me $30. Her boyfriend had just broken up with her. She was bawling, and I didn't try and be Dr. Phil. You know, I knew that she really just wanted to cry in silence, you know. But then at one point, I handed her some napkins back, and she started crying even harder. And she's like, "Thank you so much. That's so nice of you." And then, yeah, she tipped me $30 on the app. So I think it's good to have napkins. You just never know. Whether it's a mess, whether it's someone crying, it's just a really good thing to have handy. Some little honorable mention ones I threw in there. If you are a smoker, having a vape will help a lot. I was never a smoker, but I had a vape when I first started driving Uber and Lyft. I don't anymore. But at the time, like, it did really help me get through the rides. Like, it helped me stay really, like, sharp and alert. And I did really like that, but I was like, I'm not going to start a smoking addiction because I'm an Uber driver. So I stopped doing it. But if you are a smoker, try getting a vape. Like, most customers I ever talked to didn't even care if I hit it in here unless it was like a businessman. But chances are if you pick up someone like 30 and under, they're probably not going to care if you hit your Juul or whatever it is, you know. So again, not going to encourage the use of it. But if you are, it's going to make your day a lot easier, and then you're not having to stop for smoke breaks every 1 or 2 hours or however often you need it. But a few other good things to have handy. Gum, water, and snacks are great things. Again, it kind of goes back to that thing I said earlier, that like, what's the customer going to be thinking when they see that email from Uber? And if they think about how you gave them a piece of gum, a mint, a charger, maybe you carry little water bottles, like, all those things will go the extra mile when they're looking at your screen. And you got to think, even if they're just giving you a $1 tip, the return on investment for the 5-cent stick of gum you gave them, it's worth it, you know? And so you got to think long term. Like, you got to think, how are all those little tips going to add up in a month? Because that's where they make the big difference, you know? But that's what I've got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be back with more videos soon, so be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. But as usual, I hope you guys kill it this week, and I will see you all soon.